nothing ever happened. But most people, some will do that for PR moves right before an album drops because it's going to be lots of press and they're going to be talking about you. So, and sometimes, they believe that controversy creates cash flow. We all know that little rule. So at the end of the day, some people follow that. And in this case, he did. So, and this is Lala News 3, and this is actually going to be an episode of Quick Spits, which will be basically a lot of entertainment news compiled into one in the short segments that I don't feel deserves a full episode in itself. So, in this episode, I'll actually be discussing Kanye West's Donda release, which was highly anticipated, by the way. Also, Shyne and Diddy reunite, and then Drake and Kanye beef or PR stunt. So, I'll get right into it. You guys know where to reach me at all social media platforms. Lala News 3, also all podcasting platforms, including Amazon now as well. And then also you can catch me on YouTube, Lala News 3 for all of those. Now, so we do know that Kanye's Donda actually was released. So, the album actually has 26 songs, which everyone was pretty much waiting on, that release there. And it is actually released on Apple Music and also on Spotify. And they've actually adjusted one of the songs, which will be Jail Part 2, to include DaBaby. Which we already know what's going on with that as far as DaBaby. So, he's kind of like, no one wants to touch him right now. And then he's like partially canceled or whatnot. So, that was a bold move, but he did readjust that to make that happen. So that's what's happening on that album for those of you that have not heard it yet. However, Kanye West had several like listening parties for Donda so far. And so he did bring out Marilyn Manson, who actually was charged with rape, sexual assault, bodily harm, and unlawful imprisonment. And then more women have actually come forward since then. And so that's still kind of, they're going back and forth about that. So we don't know the end result of that as of yet. However, he also brought out, like I mentioned, DaBaby. And he actually, he's in partial cancellation right now. That would depend on whose ass he chooses to kiss to get back in the game. And if you see him doing probably something strange and weird, or, then we know that he'll be back shortly, because you know how it goes. However, Kanye West actually set himself on fire as well. And then he decided to bring out, of course, at this time right now, some industry rejects, which I would consider them as. But, people are still going to participate, support. That's not going to stop them from listening to either one of their music right now, because people still bumping R. Kelly. And they still watching stuff that Bill Cosby did. So at the end of the day, that's not going to really, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Anywho. Now, aside from the lingering, divorce situation there with Kim Kardashian, they had been speaking to get a divorce or filed recently. However, she did show up in a wedding dress at one of the release parties. And I guess now they're talking about working on their marriage, and the divorce is actually not on the table right now. So I don't know if that's for PR purposes or if the divorce was for PR purposes, because, you can't get filed for a divorce and then go to mediation or just leave it on the table, don't do anything, and then go and recant it or recall it later. So therefore it's like, nothing ever happened. But most people, some will do that for PR moves right before an album drops, because it's going to be lots of press and they're going to be talking about you. So, and sometimes, they believe that controversy creates cash flow. We all know that little rule. So at the end of the day, some people follow that, and in this case he did. So on to Shyne and Diddy. So we do know, well, after 20 years, Shyne and Diddy, they are in the same room again, or those of you that may not know. So Diddy actually lobbied for Shyne to actually return to the United States as a diplomat, and that's to meet with congressmen, U.S. senators, things of that nature. Because he is now running for Prime Minister of Belize, which is where his father was actually the 4th Prime Minister, I believe. So he's following in those political footsteps there. But for those of you that are not familiar with the incident, I did do a video a while back about P. Diddy, the J-Lo incident, and and Shyne, the shooting incident there with J-Lo, kind of, it wasn't a J-Lo incident, excuse me. It was more like Diddy and J-Lo were together. The situation happened with Shyne, and then J-Lo was like, fuck that, or her PR was like, fuck that, and she had to stop her relationship with Diddy because of this situation here that I'll get into. So in '99, there was a shooting incident. Shyne actually shot in the club. Some people were injured. And then they charged him with attempted murder, assault, and reckless endangerment. And then he did serve about 8 or 9 of the 10-year sentence before being deported back to Belize in 2009. So Shyne was kind of salty after that. He was actually doing a lot of interviews, and he stated that he was wrong. He didn't know how to respond as far as that, because we know that Diddy kind of left him hanging and didn't really support him and cut all ties with him once he had to go do that time. So I'll drop a link as well to the previous video that I did on that situation, which is a little bit more in detail than this one, because this is quick spit. So yes, I'll drop that in the description for you guys to check out as well. And then you have Drake and Kanye beef. So Kanye actually released Drake's online, his address online rather. But everybody knows that like Drake is the only one that has a big ass house that big with all the millions and all them damn acres of land and whatnot. He got the biggest damn house period out there where he is. So everybody knows that that's Drake's house. That's not a secret. So it kind of wasn't really a thing to even, you know, that wasn't a thing. People thought it was a thing, but I guess to them it's not a thing. I'm sure he got plenty of security there. So, anywho, Rick Ross actually chimed in on it, and he stated that Drake texted him afterwards and said, "Everything is unfolding. I'm about to be free as a bird." And then Rick Ross said he replied with the ha 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 text. And then Rick Ross also mentioned that he understands the genius of both of the artists and that he understands that nothing is personal to them. So, this to me sounds like a PR stunt, my personal opinion. Go figure, we're all entitled to those. However, free as a bird could mean plenty of things. It could mean, you know, it could be talking about a contract. It could be talking about him doing something else. Free as a bird, we have to wait to see whatever the hell that means for him. And so, you guys know how the, you know, entertainment industry optics can go. Some things look good, some things are done to look good. So, in that case, that is all I have for Quick Spits. You guys let me know what you think about the Donda release. For those of you that are going to check it out, which I'm sure a lot of you will. But it's 26 songs on there, so it'll probably take you a while to get through all of them. And then I heard it's a little mixture too. So let me know what you guys think about that. Also, you know, Shyne and Diddy and any other incidents that I mentioned as well. And this is La La News 3 with Quick Spits, and I'll see you on the next one.